Action Shelf. The Action Shelf. The Action Shelf.
Welcome to The Action Shelf, the podcast that celebrates the lower end of the action movie genre. I'm John Campbell.
And I'm Michael Listman.
We are back, and we are facing off against another movie. And
it's, let's just start with what it's called. And I think everybody listening will kind of get a good idea.
Yeah, this movie's
of the
called...
quality we're working with here.
This movie's called Money Plane.
Money Plane.
From 2020. This was released last year.
Yeah, it is not the worst thing that happened in 2020, but
it's up there.
It's up there.
It is up there.
I think the biggest thing that this movie has going for it is that it is not the coronavirus.
That's the nicest thing we can say about it.
I can say about this movie. John, last episode was so good.
Yeah,
Wake of Death was an excellent,
yeah,
not great, but an excellently entertaining action film.
Looks better every week after we watched it, though, doesn't it?
It does, because this movie, although not as bad as Hard Kill,
still the worst we've seen.
That is still the worst movie we've seen. I would even say that Against the Darkness is worse than this film.
Yes, I agree.
Because the characters in Against the Darkness were making decisions that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Things were just kind of happening, and at least there is a point A to point B of plot in this movie.
This movie makes a baseline level of sense.
Right. And it falls within the long line of excellent heist films.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of Tower Heist, of course. I'm thinking of
Brett
all of
Ratner's
the Ocean's
Tower
films.
Heist.
Tower Heist, yeah.
It definitely wants to be in the vein of the Ocean films a little bit, right? I mean, it wants
100%.
to. It wants to be that clever and like, oh, you just when you think it's going, but it's the other way around. Except it's not clever at all.
And they're constantly like, don't worry, I've got a plan B, as if there's going to be a big turn at some point in this film. But is there, John? What?
The big plan is that they don't give Kelsey Grammer the money?
Yeah, they don't keep it or do anything meaningful with it. We should get into the what happens in this film,
yeah,
John?
Well,
what is the basic premise?
Let me start with, as always, the synopsis here from IMDb.
Yeah.
A professional thief with $40 million in debt and his family's life on the line must commit one final heist. Rob a futuristic airborne casino filled with the world's most dangerous criminals.
Yep. So that pretty much sums it up.
I mean, that doesn't sound like that sounds like that could be an exciting movie.
It could be. It wasn't, but it
Though
could be.
The word exciting, and I should mention, this film is written by Andrew Lawrence and Tim Schaff, directed by Andrew Lawrence. Now, I want to give a little preface here because, listen, you were a child in the 90s, as was I. You remember the Lawrence brothers, right?
I actually had to look up who they were. Maggie instantly recognized the Lawrence brothers, and she's like, "Oh shit, all three are in this movie?"
Yes.
I think because wasn't one of them on Boy Meets World? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Or what?
Matthew Lawrence was on Boy Meets World. He's also the son in Mrs. Doubtfire. Was his other big thing.
Okay.
And Joey Lawrence, the oldest brother, was the older brother on Blossom. That was his big sitcom where he had the catch. His famous catchphrase was "Whoa," and he would say it like that, and he would almost like say it to camera. Something wacky would happen. He'd turn to the camera and go "Whoa." It was the early 90s.
It certainly was. So
and all
now
three of them had a sitcom together called Brotherly Love.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I must have missed all three of them. I was watching shows from the 60s and 70s when I was.
I mean, I was too. This was all happening, but I did watch Blossom. And Matthew, I knew the most because I liked Boy Meets World. And obviously Mrs. Doubtfire. I think he had the most maybe legitimate credits. In that sense. He has the least legitimate part in this movie.
He's the one on the ground, right?
No, Matthew Lawrence is the cowboy.
Oh my God.
J.R. Crockett.
J.R. Crockett. Oh my God. John. Matthew Lawrence is officially my favorite part of this film.
He's almost the rich Texan from The Simpsons. He's basically that character.
So close.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, what a
cameo. His name is J.R. Crockett because they say it like 80 times in 5 minutes.
They say it a lot. Yeah. They say it
Crockett,
quite a bit. And the voice that you all heard from John is incredibly close to what Matthew Lawrence produces in this film.
And the fakest mustache I've ever seen committed to film.
Probably the most fake mustache I've ever seen. This movie, and what I appreciate, and I think the main takeaway from this film, or the main question I have, because I have a lot of questions about this film.
Okay, fair enough.
All of my notes are questions.
Sure.
The main question is this movie a comedy? Is this intentionally as stupid as it is? Because there are some elements of it, particularly J.R. Crockett, who makes me I laughed out loud, and it makes me believe that there has to be a level of knowing that this movie is what it is, you know?
I think to a certain extent there is, but it's not a straight ahead spoof per se.
No.
But it also is, I don't know.
Yeah,
it is a weird. It's a weird movie. It has a bizarre tone.
A really, really weird tone that's super inconsistent.
I think the tone that they're going for is that this is a kick-ass action movie that has a lot of laughs in it.
Yes.
I think that's what they're going for, but I think they want you to be actually adrenalized by the action in it. Which is impossible. It's
again, not the worst action I've seen in this show that we've done so far.
No, it's not.
But
listen, like, as always, and I think this one's really important because to me this movie felt ridiculously cheap.
Yes, like incredibly. I was like, every shot looked like they were only using natural lighting. There was no attempt to make this look like a film, like an actual film.
It looks like it's shot with cameras they bought at Best Buy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'd like you to guess the budget of this movie. Now, this is, a current film, so we're dealing with current day money.
True, but I am still gonna say $5 million.
On the head, $5 million is the budget of this film. That's it. I wish we had like a ding, 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 ding for that, because that's the first time you've gotten the budget right. It is exactly $5 million.
As we go through this show, I'm getting more used to seeing what does $7 million look like. What does $10 million look like? It's
Hard Kill was 7.
And I think that was the giveaway because that movie looked very cheap, but it also had Bruce Willis. So I imagined that like Bruce Willis alone would make Hard Kill look more expensive or be more expensive than what this was. I would say, where do you think the main amount of money went to this film? It was A, Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
And B, a plane set
A
that
plane
they made,
set, which is key. Yeah. Because,
which is just one room.
yes.
I like how there's multiple rooms alluded to.
Yeah.
But it's just the same room with different set dressing.
And here's the thing: did you notice how often they just put up curtains to imply being in another place?
That's the third most, like, where the budget went, was the curtain budget was ridiculous.
My favorite part is when they're getting on the titular money plane and they're going through that security check, and it's just like an empty room with blue curtains up, and supposedly they're turning a corner and getting onto the plane, but it doesn't look like, you know, a walkway onto a plane.
Yeah, the technology they're using is pretty advanced, I should say.
I do like, the description of it is a futuristic casino plane here.
Didn't see anything futuristic necessarily happening.
No. This movie. By the way, you can go if you go to theringer.com, you can read an oral history of this movie.
Oh.
That is well worth your time. It's called The Oral History of Money Plane 2020's Ultimate Good Bad Movie.
Writing that down.
So yeah, and it'll give you a lot of insight into how this film came to be. It does have all three Lawrence brothers commenting.
Now, my attempt at guessing would be because it was which one directed it? Andrew's the director.
Yes, it is the youngest brother, Andrew Lawrence.
So my guess is that Andrew Lawrence was like, "Hey, me and my brothers haven't been in anything since 1998, so maybe we should make a movie together." That's my guess. This seems like a creation of the Lawrence brothers.
Yes, it is. Essentially, they were sitting around discussing the kinds of movies that they love seeing, and also playing a lot of. They've been going to a lot of casinos, and so they sort of, put those two things together.
Nice.
And so this is a love letter to the movies that they grew up watching, they say.
It's a good love letter, but it is a love letter, yes.
And the part of one of the greatest named characters, I think, in the history of film.
Oh my God! I know what you're gonna say.
I want to get his full name here.
It's a good one
because unfortunately IMDb only lists him by his criminal nom de plume. Darius Grouch III, known as the Rumble.
The Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they say Rumble time at the end.
Yes.
I completely missed that.
His criminal nickname is the Rumble.
What the fuck?
And he owns a company called Rumble Corp.
Okay, all right. So he's the Rumble.
Yeah. Kelsey Grammer
is the Rumble.
And I think
yes.
I think Kelsey Grammer's the biggest, like, what in this movie?
Yeah. I'm not sure. He clearly filmed all of his scenes in a day. That's obvious.
He filmed them when he was available on a Sunday.
Well, there you go. It was an afternoon.
I've cleared out a Sunday, boys. We can shoot a scene. Because it was. Yeah. It's clearly. I have one day open in my schedule. Can we shoot all of this? And I don't know if this is true, but it also looks like they just filmed at Kelsey Grammer's house.
That's the impression that I got as well. Yeah. That is the impression that I got.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they specifically mentioned that, but that really seems like just Kelsey Grammer's home.
Yeah. Yeah. The Frasier paraphernalia in the background. No. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need me to move these Frasier pop vinyls?
oh, these cardboard cutouts of Frasier and Niles.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So Kelsey Grammer's in this. I'm not sure why.
Well, once again, I'm looking at the oral history here. I can quote Mr. Grammer himself.
All right.
This is the great thing. I wish all these movies had oral histories because I can actually give you the thoughts of the people involved in this movie. This is Kelsey Grammer, as it says here, playing the Rumble in this film. The film crossed my desk with an offer on it, and it seemed like a fun mustache-twirling kind of character that would not change my life, certainly, but put me in a sandbox with a new actor I like, Adam Copeland. That is the star of the movie. He's known as Kane in the WWE.
Oh, he did look like a WWE wrestler.
That is what he is, yeah. But apparently this is a new actor that Kelsey Grammer likes, and he says, that is usually one of the things I respond to in this job. New people. I also quite like Thomas Jane, and it was nice to work with him again. Although, they're never in the movie together at any point, so nice to work with Thomas Jane again.
Which one was Thomas Jane?
Thomas Jane was Harry, his best friend who stays at home.
We called him Harry Exposition because when he came in, all he did was give exposition. I should also mention, so one thing I really enjoy about this film is that a lot of the actors are playing with something. Harry Exposition is really, really enjoying the pipe that he has.
Yes.
There's multiple scenes of him just like going to town on this pipe.
Mm-hmm.
It felt uncomfortable to watch just because he was enjoying the pipe too much.
Mm-hmm.
The mustache is also an excellent example of this because you can constantly see the middle Lawrence brother just like, I mean, probably what he was doing is like
it's
it was
really
falling off.
As
and
somebody
so
who has worn those fake mustaches in a production, it does feel like it's always about to come off.
And somebody who has used a pipe in that same production.
Yes, because I knew much like Matthew Lawrence here. I knew I had a small part. I need shtick. I need things. So both of these guys pulled my same tricks from that production of Our Town that you and I were in, where I just had one scene, but I'm like, I need a big ass mustache and I need a pipe because I need things that people go, that's the guy with the mustache and the pipe.
I gotta say, John, I think you pulled it off better. I think
you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah. You're better than these two performances in this quality film.
Now, Thomas Jane is an actor who was a big deal in the late 90s, early 2000s. He was the star of the movie Deep Blue Sea. He was the Punisher in the mid-2000s Punisher movie.
Oh, yeah.
So he had a run of being an action leading man. And here...
he has nothing.
No, he has absolutely nothing to do. Once again, though, he's the name on the poster. They put Thomas Jane. He gets the "and" in this movie, which because this movie... You want to talk about somebody who has nothing to do? We can just write Denise Richards off here in the first seconds of this show.
But I think Denise Richards is fine with that because she had less to do than even Kelsey Grammer. Yeah. Like she's in 2 scenes.
She may have been on set for 2 hours. Like
that's what it feels like.
Yeah. And I'm sure got paid more than most actors in the film.
Probably, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised because she is a name.
Yeah.
You know,
she was a Bond
somebody. Girl. Yeah, exactly.
That's gonna get you
for
cachet
a
forever.
Mediocre Bond movie, but yeah.
But still, having that title, that's gonna get you cachet forever.
Yes, it is.
Especially in the action world and stuff like that. But
yeah.
And she is one of the Real Housewives now, so she's got that cachet again, which has sort of made her popular with a certain subsection now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she has some heat on her. And yeah, she's in 2 scenes and has maybe 4 or 5 lines total in the movie.
4 or 5 lines. Yeah. One thing that I thought was very strange is at the beginning of this film. Well, first of all, this movie opens up with a sequence that you generally see in a lot of these heist kind of films, where they're in the middle of something,
Mm-hmm.
like a middle of a job, and
Yeah.
everything goes south. You know, that's
Correct.
a classic action trope.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. And especially
it's
for
so-
it's the inciting
it's-
incident of the heist movie, because they screw up this job. That's why
Yeah.
they have to rob the money plane.
exactly. But it's so, God, it's just so. I mean, the pacing. Again, this movie doesn't understand any amount of tension.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't bother to introduce any of the characters involved, not even after the sequence. And there's voiceover happening, who I eventually realized was the main guy.
Yes.
I can't remember him. I just call him Man Bun. But
His character's name is the very memorable Jack Reese.
Right. And the only reason why I knew he was giving the voiceover at the beginning was because I was watching it on subtitles and it said Jack, and then it would give the line, which is something I'm discovering. Subtitles for these films is incredibly helpful, because the way that these movies are made, it's not always clear who's talking.
I watched them with headphones on, which I think creates a similar. Sometimes I have to turn the subtitles on for certain lines.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, what? They're always mixed horribly, it feels like.
And that's this movie. The sound mix was noticeably bad. Like Jack, the main character, was always way too quiet.
Yeah.
Other people were significantly louder.
Yeah.
So it's like a combination of just a microphone just not being anywhere near the actor, and then somebody who's editing the sound is like, eh. Well, I mean, if I had to guess, there isn't a sound editor. I think Andrew Lawrence probably is like, yeah, I got it. And then
he
just
put this together on his Mac.
Exactly. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm looking through there. Oh my God, there's an entire sound department on this movie.
Where-
Sound mixer, sound utility, re-recording mixer, sound designer, sound mixer, boom operator. That's your sound.
Where were
department.
they?
Yeah.
Where were they?
I think I had this comment on another movie, but even more so here, the almost dead silent gunshots in this movie.
Very quiet. Obviously, the flashes were
After
so
Effects.
bad.
Yeah.
So
Like, I
so
could do these.
bad.
I mean, here's the thing about this movie. If we had access to a plane set, we could go shoot this movie right now.
Easily. There would be nothing stopping
Like,
us.
the only thing that's currently in our way is that plane set, and I'm pretty sure I could make a few phone calls and get a plane set.
Well, let's do it. Let's make Money Plane 2.
Money Plane 2. Two money, two plane.
Yeah. All John, don't worry. I'll take the role of Jack.
Well, you're on your way to the man bun, so
Got the man bun going. So I'm halfway there. My face is not quite as horrifying.
can we talk about this guy Adam Copeland, who, like I said,
Yes,
wrestles under
Adam
the name
Copeland.
Kane? This is not a compelling leading man by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he is not.
No. Here's the thing. A number of wrestlers have made the jump from WWE to acting. But really, like, it's Dwayne Johnson, John Cena.
John Cena, yeah.
That's really about it in terms of, like, those guys happen to actually be good actors too.
Right.
Or did the work at least.
Yeah.
You know, because The Rock is a guy who you see get better, like, from his first appearances in The Mummy to where he is now. He's definitely a guy who, like, okay, this guy learned how to act.
I mean, I don't hold anything against The Rock in The Mummy, because he was a giant CG scorpion.
Yeah,
So
but like that to Walking Tall, the Scorpion King, you can see him get.
Walking Tall.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
I love Walking Tall. It is
mostly for Christopher Walken, but
that's The Rundown.
Oh, that's The Rundown. I'm thinking of a different movie.
Walking Tall is also completely insane.
Okay, gotcha.
But The Rundown is actually one of my favorite Rock movies.
Yeah,
And Christopher Walken as the bad guy in that movie is just having a blast.
So good, yeah.
It's a lot of cows.
It's a lot of cows. That I will die with that line embedded in my memory.
That's twice now on this podcast that you have mentioned things you will think about in your deathbed. That's a lot of cows, and that gym teacher trying to escape on the or that teacher trying to escape on the gym rope in The Substitute. You also mentioned.
I say I'm gonna David Bowie style write some sort of piece of all the moments going through my head on my deathbed, and it will be mostly this podcast, John. So
people are looking at it in tears, like these are just mostly dumb things from movies.
This is really sad. He does not even mention his family.
Yeah,
his family or friends.
Yeah. Oh wait, he just in the last night said, "Oh yeah, my family and friends too." But mainly, what was that teacher thinking in The Substitute when he climbed up that rope?
Also the names in this movie.
Yeah.
Are just, we've already mentioned Calhoun, which is so good. Obviously Darius Grouch III, which is just
AKA
just
the Rumble. And then we have some normal names, but can we talk Andrew Lawrence, who is the writer-director of this film, and also plays the guy on the ground, who's mad about being on the ground. That's his whole part in this movie. His character's name is Iggy.
Yep. Which, again, I only knew because of subtitles. I don't know if do they say his name
right at the beginning? Here's the thing with the names in this movie. They call themselves all by their names. Then when they're doing the mission, they are calling each other by military, Alpha, Bravo, Echo, and he's Charlie, which sounds like a name, but his name is Iggy. They just call him Charlie throughout the movie because that's his code name.
Which, like, and then Darius or Fraser,
Niles,
just insists on going by Commander. I guess
Colonel.
That's what it is.
Because when Jack Reese was in the Air Force, he was a captain, and the next rank above him would be Colonel. So that's why the Rumble.
Right.
This guy's name is Darius Rumble Colonel. Like Kelsey Grammer has too many names in his movies. Also Fraser.
Yeah. So that was, and that does remind. So the fact that Kelsey Grammer is constantly checking in on this mission as it's happening,
he just Skypes into this movie.
Just Skypes in, and apparently everyone has access to the Money Planes sort of like video feature. You know what I mean? Like
there's never any connection problem with this plane that's soaring through the sky.
Nope,
Not
none at
once
all.
Ever. They're making phone calls. They're doing Skypes, all perfect clarity, no slowdown in network service.
Also, why use code names if you're video chatting with somebody? You know what I mean?
Because Jack keeps getting mad at him for calling him by his real name throughout the heist.
But because nobody's gonna recognize him by his face. He's not like the most.
The face, the man bun, these are bad things to have as an international thief.
He's so obvious.
He's a giant man.
He's incredibly memorable in a bad way.
Yeah.
In a really bad way.
Yeah.
This movie.
This movie, by the way, though, is kind of like a perfect movie for this show, though. This is almost exactly kind of... We're looking for good versions of these movies, but if it's going to be bad, this is the way I want these movies to be bad.
Yeah, yes.
And also, blissfully, 82 minutes long.
Oh, John.
That's the biggest compliment I have about this movie.
It's so good. It ended, I'm like, oh, I guess it's over. Huh.
Yeah,
great. I can get on with my life
without credits. It's like 75 minutes long,
which is perfect.
Yeah, I watched this in an afternoon the other day, and then watched a good movie after it. Like
exactly. Yeah. Boy, this. I also wanted to mention, because I, as always, watch this movie with my partner Maggie.
Yes.
And she had a lot to say about the costumes of this film.
Oh yes.
They looked, first of all of the stewardesses, or flight attendants, their costumes looked like it was cheap community theater costumes.
Oh my god! Like
I could literally see, the gold sort of trim looked like it was hot glued on. The fabric looked incredibly cheap and like wrinkled, and nothing fit anybody. Like all of those outfits were super unflattering. Like even for people who would be classically attractive.
Yeah, because of course the heist team has the resident hot girl / badass.
Right, hot girl / badass. It has the token black guy
who's nervous about everything. That's classic.
Who's nervous about everything? Yeah. He's the hacker, I guess. Although he does almost no hacking in this movie.
Here's the thing.
Mostly, what he does is he just watches people die on a tablet.
Yeah. Here's the thing that gets me about this team of thieves. Right. We have Jack Reese. He's the mastermind / leader. We have Isabella is the badass. You know, she's the I guess the master of disguise / badass. Based on this, whatever. She's the undercover person who's a badass and fights.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 tech guys.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what Andrew's job was.
Yeah.
Because he was originally going to go in, and the only reason they brought
Trey is the other guy's name.
What is his name?
Trey.
Okay.
I only remember him
as his fake name, McGillicuddy.
Because isn't that hilarious? He's a black guy with an Irish last name, and they keep saying it because they think it's so fucking funny. Because they always like, Mr. McGillicuddy.
So he's, so I'm not sure what Andrew Lawrence's actual job was.
He's just setting up equipment on the ground. That's what we see him do in the movie. He's number one. What is this equipment? I don't know, but there's a lot of it.
It doesn't come into play at all. And is that like communication? Is that how he?
It seems to be that because he's receiving.
But
he's receiving the download of the. By the way, I love that they're stealing $1 billion in crypto. You know why? Because they heard crypto somewhere and thought, "Ooh, that's cool and cutting edge."
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Get those Bitcoin.
$1 billion in crypto is so fucking.
He was already communicating with the people on the plane with their like earpiece, which seemed weird because that's a really long comm for just like an earpiece. But that was before he had even set up the equipment. So is what could you figure out what the equipment specifically was for? Or
so the only
you mentioned like they were downloading.
Yeah, because we see him put up these kind of tower things, satellite receiver things, and he has a screen with a download bar on it. There's a
lot of download bars in this movie.
But they're downloading money. Doesn't money just transfer from point A to point B? If I transfer money,
the word transfer,
If I transfer money between bank accounts, it's not like it just goes from place to place.
No,
it doesn't.
It takes a couple of days.
It does, but it doesn't have a down. I'm not watching the progress of a downloading bar. Once I set that transfer to happen, if I'm doing it all digitally, it happens almost instantly.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But this idea that they're like, oh man, we almost have the money. It's just there because they know they need tension of sorts.
Well, they didn't get it.
And the other thing is that I hate that so many movies do this. The download gets stopped and then somehow picks up from where it was when the network reconnects. That doesn't happen.
Nope. You would have to start that all over again.
Because it gets to like 40% and then they lose the connection. The actual heist in this movie,
so boring.
It's so boring because they're not, number one, stealing cryptocurrency. That's not an exciting heist.
Also, you don't have to be on the plane to steal cryptocurrency. If they're digitally sending it down to the Andrew Lawrence on the ground, what do they all need to be on the plane for? Like,
why do they have to take the plane too?
Yeah, why did? Okay, the fight scene against the pilot.
Well, here's my favorite thing. So the
Yes.
first part, the step A of the number one, they have to infiltrate the plane, right?
Right,
Then once
yeah.
they're on the plane, their plan is to knock out the pilot.
Mm.
Great. Except
like a
for
great idea.
in their genius plan, they forget that it takes 2 people to fly a 747, which I thought about
Literally,
when he punched the
Copeland-
first pilot. I thought there would be a second pilot on a plane this big.
And he literally said he was literally surprised at the concept of co-pilots. Like
A
what?
man, by the way, a man who has a career in the Air Force as a fighter pilot, we established about Jack Reese, is like, oh shit. He even goes like, oh, co-pilot?
Yeah.
And the co-pilot just happens to be a man even bigger than Jack
Right.
Reese.
I mean, maybe that was the intended purpose of the line, but the way that he delivered it was, oh, right, co-pilots are a thing. Not, this co-pilot is somehow larger than me. And what a great fight scene. And it just kept going. He literally, like tied a cord around the guy's neck and knocked him out, and then sat down and started piloting. I'm like, you didn't check if he's still... And then he gets
up
back
and he
up.
keeps fighting him. And the thing I wanted so badly for him to get up a third time. I was like,
Yes,
just
I was
keep this
waiting
going.
for it.
Just keep this.
I was waiting
Here's
for
the
it,
thing
yeah.
too. But then once he doesn't kill him, he just knocks
Yeah.
him out again, and then he's unconscious the rest of the movie.
Like,
And same
what-
thing with the pilot. He gets punched once and never wakes up apparently.
Yeah. I don't... And then there was a weird thing where, like, the co-pilot, when he grabbed Jack,
Yeah.
he put his finger
Oh, he
in his mouth.
like a fish hook.
Why?
That's like I mean, I guess that's kind of an effective move, maybe, but I've never seen it done in anything.
But it's immediately countered by the most obvious thing,
You bite
which
the
is
finger.
he bites his finger.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, he doesn't if you did it with an object, that might be more effective. If he had an actual hook, then that would have been something.
I don't know what...
I've never seen anyone do that, and I've
literally never seen
between
that.
the two of us, we've seen, I don't know, thousands of movie fights.
Right.
I've never seen
That-
anyone do that because it
that
looked
was the first for me.
it looked super weird when he did it. It was like I had the same. I was like, what is he
Very
doing?
uncomfortable. Yeah. I
This is-
felt very
This is weird.
uncomfortable.
Is this like a weird thing? Is this guy's thing?
Oh boy.
Can we talk about the money plane itself and what happens
Yes.
on the money plane in general?
let's talk about this.
So, because we get our
this is
third,
a lot.
we've mentioned the other two Lawrence brothers, but let's talk about Joey Lawrence, who plays a character known only as the concierge, who
yes.
has an atrocious haircut.
It's bad. It looks like he cut it himself.
His hair is cut normally on the top, and then it's shaved, almost gone down the rest of his head.
Which it kind of it's almost like he's going for like a military, buzz, because you
Right.
generally want like a little bit of hair on
That
top.
jarhead Marine look, yeah.
Yeah, just because you have a helmet on and you want some sort of cushion.
Right.
But the front looks like super like jagged and uneven. Like it literally looks like he cut it himself without looking in a mirror. is what I was so confused.
And I love
by...
in this oral history, they talk about that Joey is the anchor of the film as this very creepy, mysterious concierge.
Nope. No, I wouldn't agree with that.
Yeah, he's our anchor through the whole story. I don't know what he's talking about. He's giving a really weird performance in this movie.
I feel like he's not as weird as the other guy who's constantly saying, don't, or what was it? It was like, don't cheat the house or something.
Yeah, don't
or
cheat the house, and no
respect the
fighting, no killing. Of course, there's, because everybody on the plane is a criminal, right? That's the whole
Yeah,
thing. This
yeah.
is an illegal flying casino, which, like I said, I could imagine a good movie about that setup.
Sure.
But it's not this movie.
Nope.
Number one, that movie would require real money, I think, to be exciting and interesting.
Yep.
And good actors would also help.
That would help. Yeah.
But there's the two other really bad criminals on the plane.
The arms dealers.
Yes.
Which can we just talk a little bit about the high and mighty attitude that this arms dealer has about the human trafficking that the main character is pretending to.
Yeah, he's an arms dealer, but at least he's not a human trafficker. Seems to be his.
Where does this guy get off? Like, why was he on his high horse about human trafficking? He's an arms dealer. He literally says he sells nuclear weapons.
Yeah, he sells nukes. That's beyond arms dealer. This guy is an international terrorist of epic proportions.
And what do you think the people who buy your weapons do with these weapons? Certainly not human trafficking.
No.
Like, what? I didn't understand.
They're
like,
all lowlifes. Like, they're all scum of the earth.
Like, what? I just didn't understand why he had such a strong stance against it.
Because he does have this whole thing where he's like, fucking human traffickers. You people make me sick.
Like, you're on a plane filled with the worst people in humanity betting on people's lives.
Betting on murder, basically.
Betting on murder. What is your moral compass? Like, why is that even part of the film? I don't understand.
And all his partner wants to do is bang the flight attendants.
Right,
Which they tell them, no, these are valued employees. If you want to fuck somebody, here's a bunch of hookers.
Which
I love that, where they're like, no, but we totally have hookers on the plane, and they bring them out, and it's like, oh my god. At least we avoid any kind of sex scene or anything. There's no time at 82 minutes.
Yeah, thank God.
And then because his and then he becomes really fixated, the other arms dealer, his partner, with the main woman in the movie, and he does have my first one-liner. By the way, most of the one-liners I have are from the bad guys in this movie, which I think is interesting. He comes down. Isabella, the main woman, she's in the lower section of the plane, and this guy comes down, and he's being creepy and sleazy, and she talks about, the rules are you can't touch the flight attendants or whatever, and he goes, rules were meant to be fucked.
So stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
I had to pause the movie. I was laughing so hard at that.
Yeah, this is definitely a laugh out loud moment. I think that the best moment, and I think, John, you will agree with me. We've touched on this a little bit, but the middle Lawrence brother, Matthew,
who I will say this about this character, J.R. Crockett. A part originally written for Tom Arnold.
Really?
Yeah, Tom Arnold said no.
What?
This movie was Tom Arnold was too good for this movie.
Kelsey Grammer said yes, and Tom Arnold said no. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess there was a lot more money going towards Kelsey than.
That's fair. Yeah.
He wrote this part. And then when Tom Arnold said no, he asked his brother Matthew to step in here, who does give the performance of the movie, though.
I would agree. Like, this performance is what the whole movie should have been.
Yeah,
it's the tone that this movie should have been.
Yes,
because it's so slapstick.
I wish the movie leaned harder into the comedy, really, because that's the thing. We're asking, is this supposed to be funny? If they had just gone all the way and just been like, this movie's insane and silly. Then at least it would have been more fun.
I mean, that is a delicate balance, because you and I have seen a lot of movies that are trying to be funny, and nothing is worse than comedy that fails.
I'll say this: we wouldn't be covering it on the show if they had gone that way.
That's true,
because this is trying on some level to be a legitimate action film.
Right. I was under the impression that it was going to be like a Casino Royale style film where like poker was an incredibly important part of the film.
Let's talk about that. The movie does have a fairly long poker montage in the middle of it that means nothing.
It literally means nothing. I thought it was going to be the whole film. Like, say what you will about poker movies. Like, not necessarily the most exciting thing, but
I mean,
like
Casino Royale's the best poker movie there is.
Casino
'cause the
Royale, I
stakes
really
are-
like. Rounders is pretty good.
Rounders is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are probably the two best poker movies.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I forgot. Rounders is so good.
Yeah, Edward Norton.
I mean, a genius Edward Norton performance in that movie. And Matt Damon's great too, and a super weird John Malkovich performance, which I love.
With a very, very realistic Russian accent. Like, cool.
Yeah, but Malkovich is having fun, and I'm having fun watching him.
And I was, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was
movie could have used some Malkovich energy.
I think so. Malkovich would have been a great addition to this film.
He just always adds a bit of weirdness to a movie that makes it, like the action movies he's been in, like Con Air or In the Line of Fire. He's just like, ooh, this movie's slightly better by just the idiosyncratic performance of Malkovich.
Exactly. Yeah. But so yeah, I was expecting some drama around a poker game. There are ways
in a
to make
casino,
poker exciting.
Integrate casino into the plot.
Exactly, and Jack
has a gambling problem.
Has a gambling problem. So he's like, gambling is a part of his backstory.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because him being a gambling addict plays into the plot in no way other than it is the explanation for why he owes money to people.
Yeah, and he immediately loses all of his money.
Yeah.
Gambling, and then the rest of the movie he's like, well, failed at that, so I guess I'll go hijack the plane now. What?
That's the thing too. He's the main character, and he spends 60-70% of this movie just sitting in the cockpit flying the plane.
For an action movie, the main character does, like, they literally got a WWE star, and all he does is sit.
Yeah,
like,
he has one fight against the co-pilot.
Yeah, which is very short.
It's very
short. Played for laughs.
Yeah,
at least I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not really an exciting fight at all, and it has that weird fishhook move. But then he's just flying the plane and Skyping with Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, exactly. The Isabella probably gets the most fight scenes. In this
unquestionably.
Movie.
She's the only character who seems capable on a physical level.
She gets the most. John, do you remember when she rips off the man's both ears in one go?
Yes, of course I do.
So stupid.
Both of the nominees, I think both of the what we would consider the two best deaths in this movie are results of Isabella. Because the ear rip is one, and then when she kills the guy with the broken bottles. And I think that's clearly the winner.
I think so too, but the ears...
The ear... She just, with her bare hands, grabs both of this guy's ears, pulls forward, and tears his ears off of his head.
It looks so fake. It looked like those...
that move, that really feels like something we would have done in high school.
Yes.
That's the kind of movies we were making with that kind of gore in them. And it would have looked just as good, whatever we did.
Yeah. That was another laugh out loud moment, was when she tore his ears off.
Same here,
because it was so stupid. It was so stupid. And then obviously Andrew Lawrence gets in a gunfight at some point.
Oh,
that's
my
the
God.
only other act. Which
the gunfight in the gravel pile.
Yeah. And
when they're each on one side of the same mound of gravel, and they're
like reaching over,
they're separated by, I don't know, maybe like 3 feet wide of gravel. So they're right next to each other, and they're just shooting over the gravel. And finally, Andrew Lawrence just figures out, I just punch my fist through the gravel and shoot the guy.
Oh, that's what happened. It wasn't clear. It really wasn't clear.
With his gun, he punches through the gravel, because once again, not very thick what's dividing them, and just shoots the guy in the head.
And I think more in with that scene particularly, we're jumping all around here.
We are,
okay.
and that's how the shows go.
But that scene in particular, was it intended to be night? Or
it goes
why was
from
it
day
so
to
dark?
night.
Why was it so dark?
I think they were losing light in the movie, honestly, while they were filming.
Okay, gotcha.
I think because it seems like it's kind of dusk into night as it's filming. Like it gets darker.
Well, yeah, because the movie takes place over a day. So, like,
Right.
at the end of the movie, when they jump out of the plane,
Oh my
it's
God!
like
You mean when they
nighttime,
just jump into a black box theater?
onto a mat.
Yeah, they jump
you know,
onto a mat and there's just a fan that's blowing the door.
a really a weak fan. I have like just as strong a fan just right
Yeah.
over here. It's a box
and
fan.
then they just jumped onto a mat in a black room.
Yeah,
And that's
super
them
thrilling.
leaping out of the plane. And we don't have any footage of them in the air, like with their
Nope.
parachutes. No, can't
Nope.
afford that. Because all the shots of the plane and everything are stock footage. Right?
Of course, yeah.
My favorite
it
is
just looks like a regular plane.
when the plane.
I loved the plane taking off, and it's so quick, and they're like, "Wow, that's a good takeoff." Like, it's so weird.
The other thing I love is when we see the plane, it's clearly on the runway at like a major airport, and they say, "Money plane hangar, location undisclosed." I'm like, undisclosed? I don't know what that looks like. Was that like LAX or something like?
Yeah.
It's just at like a populated mass airport. It's not in some secret hangar.
Nope.
Yeah,
no.
I'm sorry, it's at LaGuardia. That's where it is.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah,
the undisclosed location.
The gunfight scene. I mean, you might be right, but it looked like it was still the middle of the afternoon,
Well, they
but they
put a
just
filter?
artificially, to darken it,
Yeah.
because he was still like lying back on the gravel pile. There was still sunlight on his face. There were still shadows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
That could easily be the case. They just put a blue filter
Yeah.
on it, which is a really
That's-
old film technique. That's what they used to do back in like the 50s when they weren't able to get lights out to locations. They would shoot in the
Right.
day and then put like a blue gel on it, and it always looked
Yeah.
bad.
It looked bad in
Looks
this film.
bad here. Can I talk about my favorite thing in that shootout though?
Oh, the drone.
The drone. Yes.
Yeah.
So Tom Jane, who by the way also must have worked a day on this movie because he's only in Jack Reese's house the whole film.
Yep.
Jack calls him for help, and
Do you remember Brazil?
oh, I sure do. Like it's all this. By the way, these two men not the same age. To have been these two like war comrades, brothers in arms, kind of. Because boy, when Tom Jane enters the movie, they establish like as your best friend and as the godfather to your daughter. Like,
Yeah.
he calls
Yeah,
himself
there's-
the godfather to his daughter 4 or 5 times throughout the movie.
Yep.
Then why'd you make me godfather to your daughter? Do you get the sense that we're close?
I didn't get that actually.
But
Um,
he's like, don't worry, I'm on it. And into this fight, because Andrew Lawrence is pinned down with Kelsey Grammer's guys shooting at him, into this fight comes a drone. Now, when you think of a drone in an action movie, I'm thinking of some sort of Predator drone, right? Some kind of military thing with missiles and guns on it. This is a drone you would buy off of Amazon with a handgun just stuck on the... Do you want to talk about me laughing out loud? Just the appearance of this thing. And we get another nominee for one-liner of the movie, which is him flying the drone and Tom Jane going, "Here comes Harry." And he just starts boom, 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 perfect headshots with this
God,
with this pistol that's just attached to the butt. How is it even shooting? What
I
is
have
this?
no
I
idea.
don't know what this is doing, but he's just nailing guys.
And the controller, like the controlling device that he used, it literally looks like the controller for like an RC car. That,
Yeah,
you buy at Toys R Us.
No, this looks like the cheapest thing ever. He looks like he took one of the daughter's toys and put a gun on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then flew it to nowhere near where he is, by the way.
I mean, it's not super clear where they are.
But but the
it was
plane has
undisclosed. John.
flown over where Andrew Lawrence is, which is obviously a distance from where Jack Reese lives, which is where Tom Jane is.
Right. So how did he get it over there, John? These are the important questions.
These
that
are the
nobody
important
asked.
questions.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say that I love, that's a line, another thing that I was waiting for to come back, but nothing comes back in this movie.
Nope.
When they do take off and they go, wow, what a smooth takeoff. Joey Lawrence, as the concierge, says, well, we only hire the best pilots, and I would know because I am, in fact, myself a pilot. And I was like, okay, so is he going to have to fly the plane? No.
No, that was just a one-off line that
I was-
is not.
Why put that in there?
I have no idea, John.
I
have no
myself
idea.
am a pilot. What?
So
Everyone in this
okay.
movie's a pilot, apparently.
Apparently, it doesn't require any real training.
No.
So after this montage, we're again jumping around.
Yeah. We got it.
And poker stops being relevant.
Yeah.
Like very early on in the film.
Yeah. Well, the people are
But
still playing poker because there's that scene later where Joey Lawrence just shoots that guy at the poker table for cheating.
Well, there was like there's the group of like characters with lines in a room.
Who I guess are supposed to be
There
like
was
the
5
VIPs.
people. Oh, okay. Because I was wondering,
They're like
all
the
of a
high
sudden
rollers.
there were way more people after that.
That's what I take it to be, is that they're the high rollers, and then these people are playing for probably a lower stakes poker game. But one guy's cheating, and there's just a scene where Joey Lawrence is like, "Excuse me," and pulls out a gun and shoots this guy in the head, which I actually thought was one of the better, more effective beats of violence in the movie. Because he is just like, once again, zero tolerance for cheating. I thought, okay.
Pretty nonchalant, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a somewhat cool scene.
Yeah.
And once again, that's approaching what the tone of the good version of this movie would look like.
But so then the betting. So basically, Jack is like, well, I guess I'm done with the betting part of this, even though my backstory is that I'm a gambler. So why don't we have?
Would have been nice to even
friends
include a scene where he's like feeling the itch and he excuses himself purposefully. So anything
that would
to
be perfect
because
he doesn't want to tempt himself.
Yeah, he's just
so
he's
he
just,
has to have his friend.
I need you to take over.
McGillicuddy.
Because, McGillicuddy, I need you to take over because whatever. And then he goes and plays.
And what he makes his friend have to do is buck wild because
this
the betting
man will never be the same after this experience.
No, and like what they are betting on becomes increasingly more ridiculous as
Yes, we got to talk about the first thing though, which we haven't talked about.
The first thing is the best. Is my favorite part of the film.
We have to talk about the Russian roulette scene.
The Russian roulette scene, which first of all, I'm just thinking, okay, so they're firing a gun on an airplane.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Generally a bad idea. They fire multiple guns on this airplane, and there's
they do.
no issues. Once again, see Goldfinger.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
it's not quite right. A better action movie that actually does it more realistically is the Liam Neeson movie Non-Stop.
Yeah. I was about to say. Because often how it's portrayed in movies is not accurate, but it's still not a good idea to fire a gun in a place that has
in the hull of a plane.
Yeah, is bad. There's a reason why that cabin pressure is there.
That's no concern for these guys.
It's a high-tech plane.
This is the money plane we're talking about.
But so they start getting ready for Russian roulette.
Yeah.
And this is where I would say the music is terrible all throughout. This might be the worst soundtrack of any film.
It's another soundtrack that
far.
feels like it's a music bed from the editing program.
Exactly.
And it's
because
repetitive and annoying.
Yeah, and particularly in the Russian roulette scene, it's weirdly upbeat. Like, for a scene that should be, like, really stressful and kind of scary.
Like most Russian
the
roulette
stakes
scenes
just got raised all of a sudden.
We went from
no pun
poker
intended.
to Russian roulette.
Yeah. And the music's like Spanish Flea, it's like boom, ba, ba, boom, ba. I mean, it's not actually, but like it might as well be.
We're playing Russian roulette.
And again, there's like a comedic back and forth between McGillicuddy and Calhoun,
Crockett,
because Calhoun is so preposterously cartoonish. Or Crockett. Where's Calhoun coming from?
I don't know.
It
would have worked for his character as well, but it's J.R.
Yeah.
J.R. Crockett.
J.R. Crockett.
Yeah. And he says, I never lose. I always win at this. Every time.
And followed immediately by him shooting himself in the face.
I can't lose. I can't be beat. And then he pulls the trigger and blows his brains out.
But it was legitimately well done comedic timing.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
Like
it's the best scene in the movie.
That sequence was legitimately funny. because of how preposterous the character was, and then his hubris immediately getting shot in the head.
No,
it's so
the
funny.
best scene in the movie.
And then, like, his brains getting splattered on the woman standing behind him, and she's just like, ew.
Yeah.
And she just wipes it. Like, that's legitimately funny.
It needed more scenes like that. I did.
Yes.
That was an actual genuine laugh from me.
I had to pause because I was laughing so hard with that sequence.
So from
Oh.
here on out, all the betting is no longer games, but betting, essentially like sports betting, but on
Right.
murder and mayhem.
Like essentially, this is like the Hostel franchise, but from the other perspective.
Yes,
What this
because
turns into.
it's this whole thing where they're like, well, what would you like to bet, sir? And it's like, I don't know what we're betting on even, because McGillicuddy doesn't even understand what they're asking him to bet on. So they're just
No.
like, well, pick a number, sir, or whatever. He goes, I don't know, 17. And they're like, oh, very good, 17 minutes. And he has, I mean, once again, I just love the idea that they're just like, well, you all know what the money plane's about, so we don't even have to tell you what it is you're betting on.
Right, exactly.
Obviously, you're betting on a man fighting a cobra. That's what the first thing is. Except for this movie's so cheap, you never see the cobra.
Never see a
The guy
cobra.
is just like in a fighting ring, and it's surrounded in darkness, and you hear hissing, and then it'll cut back to the guy, and he's been bit. And apparently you're betting on how long it will take this guy to die from being bit by a cobra.
Yeah, it's. I'm just, and the way that this man has to experience these, what would be truly traumatic events, is so, like, the fact that he keeps doing well.
Yeah.
Is like, this feels like a comedy sketch.
No,
it
seems like it's the joke that he keeps winning at all of these.
right at these horrifying like experiences, and it keeps escalating.
Yeah. Because the next
I-
one is they're betting on how much money it will take to get a guy to chop off the arm of another guy.
Right. Yeah. And he once again nails it out.
Yeah.
Out of the park.
And
What is this?
the final one is they're betting on how long it will take piranhas to strip the flesh off of a guy in a swimming pool.
Can I just say the shot of the skeleton that's left is so like they found like an extra prop from like the crypt keeper and just threw it in a pool.
This
it looks
was in a
so
warehouse
bad
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
and also,
it looks
I mean,
so
look,
bad.
movies have been doing this for years, but piranhas can't really strip the flesh off of an entire
Nope.
human being. It doesn't work like
Nope.
that.
No, they're small fish.
Yeah.
They can only eat so much.
Right.
Yeah.
So they might bite you, and they can swarm and strip apart like another
Parts of
fish,
you.
and some smaller animals, and maybe part of your leg, but they can't. There's not enough of them to consume an entire human being, and especially in this, like, it's like a little kiddie pool.
Yeah, it literally looked like an inflatable kiddie pool.
And I love that we keep cutting back to this while the other two characters are doing they're getting into the server room and all this stuff. And we just cut to this guy being continually broken down and traumatized by all of this.
And he's the hacker. He was brought on the plane specifically to hack into the system.
Yeah.
And all he is used for is to distract them by putting him through horrifyingly traumatic experiences.
I mean, there's a scene where he's in the bathroom vomiting. He's like, "Come on, get it together, man, get it together." Jesus Christ, what have I done? And then then we just cut to our main guy up there in the plane, happily flying, and
talking with Kelsey Grammer on Skype. Hey, how's it going? How's that mission going?
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer keeps calling in to go, "How's everything going? Is it going all right?"
I'm just so nervous about my money.
Oh, Niles, I can't believe it. Are they going to rob the money plane? Here's the thing. Kelsey Grammer is a legitimately brilliant actor. Like, he's a great, classically trained actor. And so, like we were saying earlier, even phoning it in, he's compelling on screen when he's in the movie. There
are some lines that are pretty flat from him, but again, it's he has an understanding of language, that and line delivery, that even him phoning it in is pretty good.
It's that training over decades, right? That you just can't can't not bring some gravitas to this.
Yeah, it's second nature. Like it comes naturally at a certain point.
You know, I think my favorite line of his is when he says, "I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet."
Yep.
Just like Frasier saying it. I think the reason he took this also is probably the money, and also like I don't get to play a lot of roles like this. It's true, he doesn't. I mean, I said Sideshow Bob is really. Oh, you know what? He is the villain in the fourth Transformers movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the evil Secretary of Defense who's trying to build Transformers of his own to combat the Transformers. He's pretty good in it. I mean, it's a Transformers movie. It's just fun to see Kelsey Grammer talking to robots. Now listen to me, Megatron. Those are my favorite moments in any of those movies when you're like, why is Frances McDormand talking to Optimus Prime? What am I watching here?
What is this?
They get great actors, and the Malkovich was in one. That's right, yeah. They keep getting great actors in those movies, and it's just like, I just think it's fun to watch them talk to giant robots.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money involved in those films. So,
Tucci, what do you have to say to Bumblebee? So, we talked about the woman ripping the ears off of the guy, but I want to talk about how that fight scene begins, because it sets up another indication this movie has no money, which is when she plays a rock song over the PA system, and it's no rock song you've ever heard.
Yeah,
but it sounds kind of like ones you've heard.
Yeah, it sounds vaguely like 70s rock.
Yeah, because it's got that like.
It sounded kind of like the guitar riff from like "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" by Pat Benatar is kind of what it was giving me.
When it starts and it's just the guitar, you're like, oh, okay, this is nothing.
No, it's just it was made in GarageBand because it's clearly. Or some sort of equivalent,
right?
And it's because it's just the same guitar riff over and over again. People are like, "Yeah."
She even says like, "Oh, this is a good song," and yeah, everyone on the plane is like, Oh, because this guy's a security guy who realizes she shouldn't be where she is, and she does that to knock out the PA system so he can't. And then
wow, it's so easy to do that.
Yeah, and then she starts doing this little strip for him, kind of, and then she's like, fuck it, and she throws her high heel into his arm, like the stiletto heel embeds in the guy's arm,
and there's like blood spurts out of his arm. Why didn't she why did she just immediately abandon that tactic?
It was working. Get close to him and then knock him out,
or fucking, or she really wanted to rip his ears off. Yeah, exactly.
It's like MacGruber with the throat tears. I got to get an ear tear in here somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah, that was, oh boy.
I just love I love generic rock songs or generic songs in movies where they can't afford any real songs. So you're like, that sounds kind of like a song, but I know it's not. And it does have lyrics too, but they're all just like, when you're rocking and you're doing that really fast,
Was there lyrics? I don't even remember there being lyrics.
There were lyrics because they were, but they were just like about rock down the road. It's just like it's just nothing rock. It's probably one of the Lawrence brothers singing. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And we mentioned this before, but what the fuck was her name? Isabella has pretty much all of the fight scenes in this movie.
She's essentially the muscle on the team. She's the one with the fighting skills, it seems like.
Every single fight scene that she has, and there's multiple, it always starts with sexualizing the character.
Oh, yeah. She's almost raped like 4 times in this movie. Yeah,
and it like a woman using her femininity to gain an advantage over her opponent.
That's classic espionage kind of stuff, right? I mean, that was Alias. Black Widow does that. I mean, that's the Mission Impossible movies. That all happens, but it's all she does.
Yeah, that is literally the only thing she does.
Yeah,
it's a little weird.
She never. There's no evil woman for her to fight either. That would have been kind of
No.
nice to see that too, where that's a different tactic she'd have to take.
Right. Exactly.
Instead, it's always just like they want to fuck her and she ends up killing them.
Yeah.
You're like, and also there's like 4 other flight attendants. Why is she the only one being sexually harassed?
I have no idea.
And there's active hookers for them to.
Right.
I get having the one guy be a super creep who's obsessed with her. That's fine. That's that's whatever. This evil guy has a weird fixation on her, and rules are meant to be fucked, as we established. Can we talk about the scene where it cuts back to Kelsey Grammer just torturing a random guy that we don't have any?
Oh, yeah.
But it leads to one of the best. He's torturing this guy, and Kelsey Grammer goes, "Don't you piss! Don't you piss yourself!" which is
why is this a line? Like, why did this need to be written down?
That was the
and then
line that made
performed?
me knew I had to take the pot.
Why did you piss? Or don't you piss?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Don't you
What
piss?
What is
We
that?
don't even know who this guy is. I guess it's just some
No.
other criminal dealings that the Rumble has.
Well, I think it's just supposed to show that, like, he's a no nonsense.
Right.
He's totally willing to kill somebody.
He's the bad guy.
I should also mention at the beginning when he threatens the main character's family.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring the family in.
No.
Like, there's not a scene. He has somebody open up a laptop and there's just like a portrait picture.
Yeah,
of
there's
them.
just a picture.
Wouldn't it be more intimidating if they actually brought the mother and child there and were holding them hostage? Like,
Right.
it was such a weird. But I think it was so that what's her name?
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards didn't have to be in more of the film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was very, very strange. I just remembered like thinking that was a very odd choice.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see. That would have given it more obvious stakes. Instead, it's just this concept out there that he can hurt his family.
Exactly. But yeah, so he's torturing the dude.
Yeah.
And then he's like, shut him up.
Yeah, he says to his henchman, shut him up, and the henchman shoots him in the head. He's like, that's not what I meant. Now there's blood all over my floor. That'll stain. This is the most he sounds like Fraser Crane when he's like, oh no, my linoleum floors. Look at this. This is original tiling. You can't have this. That blood's never coming out. Niles, get in here. I was just waiting for David Hyde Pierce to show up at some point.
Oh, if only. That would have been
just for one scene going, would you like some sherry? His next project is he is coming back as Frasier.
I did not know that.
He is bringing Frasier back as a streaming show. Yeah. Yeah. They're doing.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They're doing
after watching this film. I don't know how I feel about that, John.
Frasier's gonna have a whole new attitude in this. He's more like my character from Money Plane.
Yes.
And so yeah, he gets really mad about that. So the big thing that Tom Jane as Harry Exposition finds out in one of his exposition scenes is that the painting they were trying to steal at the beginning of the movie, Kelsey Grammer owned already, and he set them up just so he could use them to steal the Money Plane's money.
Yes. This is the perfect example of tell, don't show.
Yeah.
Classic screenwriting technique.
That's how that
instead
saying
of
goes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, instead of somebody discovering this in a scene, it is just expositionally dumped in the middle of the movie, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's happening now.
Yeah, because this is the moment then when, hey, Plan B time, you guys.
He's referring to this Plan B the entire film, and it's supposed to be like, oh, when's it gonna come? What's his Plan B? What is his Plan B, John? What does he decide to do?
Let me try to run through this. I think I understand his Plan B. Let me know if this makes sense to you. So his plan B is that he's going to give all the cryptocurrency, instead of giving it to Kelsey Grammer, he's transferring it to various charities.
Sure.
Because and they talk about, and they're even talking about, this will really do good for the victims of the people.
Yeah, they're really laying it on thick.
Yeah, all of a sudden these thieves,
all the good.
I love that all the thieves are like, yeah, let's not take any of the money because it's bad people money. I'm like, aren't you all professional criminals who? Oh my god. So anyway, they decide to send all these billions. He then records Kelsey Grammer, saying, "I am." What's his name again? Is Darius
Grouch the Third.
Darius Grouch the Third, the Rumble, and I am robbing the money plane. He records that from the Skype session, then plays that over the PA system. So Joey Lawrence, the concierge, is like, "Yes, have him killed, please."
Any bets onto how quickly that'll happen?
And so Frazier is almost immediately murdered then by whoever is even bigger than him who runs the money plane.
Now, before that happens, though, he does kill his henchman, which is hilarious. His henchman, just like, "Hey, I was thinking about quitting. I was going to get out of this."
And he goes,
life.
"No, here, come here for a second. Bang!
I need to show you something."
And then one of the greatest moments in movie history is Kelsey Grammer grabbing a machine gun.
Yep.
And saying, once again, another nominee for our one line of the movie, "Rumble time."
Yeah. Again, I didn't know he was called the Rumble, so I'm just like, that line just came out of nowhere for me. That was, wow.
Before he does this, though, once he knows he's triple-crossed, he sends a team to kill Jack's family. But
did he?
Yeah, but what they don't know is that Tom Jane is there. And we get, before killing the bad guys, which Tom Jane just shoots all the guys who come into the house.
Yeah.
We get a montage of Tom Jane making spaghetti.
That's right. Oh my god. And this sequence, I do remember this.
Yeah.
Because the lights are on, he's in the house. Mm-hmm. He's making spaghetti for way too long.
Yeah.
And these people
who really he's putting the noodles in, he's stirring the sauce, he's like,
Oh yeah, they filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
movie's only 60 minutes. we gotta pad this out a little bit.
I was like, is this in some kind of conjunction with Tom Jane's original spaghetti sauce that's on sale?
Yeah,
he'll punish the other sauces.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it says underneath, because remember, he was the Punisher.
Yeah. But these people who are sneaking into the house are incredibly obvious.
Yeah.
Like they still have all of their flashlights on and are just walking in the front yard, and Tom Jane just obviously sees them.
They all have,
because
they're all geared up and they have machine guns. Tom Jane just has a pistol and he managed to shoot like all 5 of these guys.
Yep. Yeah.
And also, Tom Jane's not using his Punisher tactics. He just sort of stands there. Once again, he's like, I'll be in this movie, but I'm not leaving this location, and I'm not doing much on the physical side of things.
There was like one moment that was like John Wick-esque where he like shoots down and up really quick to shoot 2 different people or something.
Yes, there is that moment. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but other than that, there was not really anything notable.
That's the only moment where you go like, oh yeah, you were the Punisher.
Exactly.
Because it is this is one of those things too where we talk about this a lot, obviously, like with the Bruce Willis movies and stuff like that. You can always see that the name actors, they can't afford to put, because like logically, if you have Tom Jane, shouldn't he be the main guy? No, they can't.
Think so?
They can't afford him for that many days.
No.
You know, they can't do that. They get Kelsey Grammer for a day. They get Tom Jane for maybe 2 days. They have Denise Richards for an hour and a half. I really have to get back, you guys. That's the sense I get is Denise Richards was always like, guys, look at my watch here. We gotta.
Time is money.
Yeah, we gotta go. I don't think. Yeah, I've got other places to be. This was no one's priority except for the Lawrence brothers. I don't think. This was their dream movie, though. Finally, they realized because they're so proud of this film. In this oral history that you can read. Oh God. He's talking about Here's a line from it. Andrew Lawrence is talking about Kelsey Grammer. He says, "I loaded him up with some serious expository dialogue that was very unnecessary, and he delivered it and made it so good we actually said we've got to keep this." No. None of the expository dialogue.
Also, 50% of this movie is expository dialogue.
Yeah, exactly, and none of it is delivered so well.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the end of the movie, they're just like, and all this physical cash.
Yeah,
we're just gonna.
It's blood money. We don't want it. They said.
Yeah, we'll give it back to the people who need it, and they just dump it out the plane door.
Yeah, we're gonna. What's the thing? We're gonna distribute this money manually. Okay, Jesus Christ. The only other thing
you're littering on the countryside, apparently.
I want to talk about before we get to the like epilogue of the film is there is. Oh, well, there's another moment where the girl is sexualized when the creepy guy comes up to her and he goes to choke her and she moves his hand from her neck to her boob only so she can get the leverage to like break his thumb. Yeah. And then this is the guy she ends up killing with broken bottles.
Right, yeah.
She smashes 2 bottles, guts him with those, then breaks another bottle and sticks it in the top of his head. That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
Did it? I'm trying to remember. Did she stab it in? And was there a fountain like that?
Yeah, I think there was
a
little.
Bottle?
There was a little. It doesn't come out of the bottle. That would have been great.
That's what I was. That's what I would have done.
It just goes out the top of the bottle. It's funneling out. That would have been great. Oh man, missed opportunity there. There's just a little splatter that comes out the sides though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
And then finally our tech guy gets a little fight, though he mostly just gets his ass kicked inside the server room.
Yeah,
But he ends up kicking this guy who he's fighting with into one of the servers.
Yeah.
And it electrocutes the guy to death. I don't think that would happen.
I don't think that's how servers work. He
just slams into the server and it's like, And
he wasn't connected to anything.
No.
Like he
There's
didn't even look like he was touching anything.
No exposed wiring. It's not like a cable gets severed or something like that, and he hits him with that.
That would have made sense. That would have been something that would be.
That's like Goldfinger, right? Where there's the severed cable and he puts it on the bars, and that electrocutes Oddjob.
Exactly.
Like
they set up and pay off.
Anything like that. There's just nothing like that. You're just going like, oh, I guess that guy, he got fried by that server.
He got electrocuted? I don't know. Which again, this destroys the server. It's no longer usable.
Right.
Which basically just means that the tech guy who was brought on the plane to hack into the server did nothing.
No.
Except be exposed to truly horrifying videos of people.
What they don't talk about is they're gonna have to spend a ton of money getting this guy therapy for years because he is traumatized beyond belief.
That's the sequel.
Because they do send like I said, they do send guys who presumably kill Kelsey Grammer when it's Rumble time. Which they're so proud of that in the oral history. They talk about the producer of the movie says, my favorite part of shooting was actually when Kelsey grabs his assault rifle and gets ready for the guys that are coming for him. We start rolling, he grabs the gun, and I just remember thinking, Fraser Crane is now Scarface. I can't believe that we did this.
I can't believe you did either. I was definitely thinking, okay, so they're clearly just going for a Scarface vibe.
Yeah, but like, don't invoke a much better film.
It was bad, and they didn't even show Kelsey Grammer die, right?
He picks up the gun and he's screaming and firing it, and then it like kind of fades to white, and I guess presumably they killed him.
He didn't die in Scream, so he can always come back in the sequel.
I mean, we're gonna be talking to him from when we film Money Plane 2.
Exactly.
It's just yikes. Okay, so then the end of the movie, the big twist, the Ocean's 11 style twist, is that they figured out where Kelsey Grammer had put the painting they were supposed to steal at the beginning of the movie, and somehow steal that because we see these guys loading the painting out of a wooden crate, and inside is just a big canvas with a stick figure guy on it. And they're like, what?
That's not what it looks like.
That shouldn't be the painting. I don't understand.
That's not the painting. Yeah, that was dumb. They got me. Wow. Whew.
Yeah, so that's it. And the whole thing is then it cuts to Tom Jane talking to Jack Reese about like, oh yeah, I found a buyer for that painting. They're going to give you $60 million for it. So then everybody does get the money they need to retire at the end of this movie because they sold this painting. And then we get this idyllic family scene with Jack Reese for the first time in the movie with his hair down.
Yes, I was waiting for it.
Because I guess the mission's over, so he can finally let his hair down. And he and his family have gotten a new puppy, and they're petting the puppy, and all is right with the world. Denise Richards is there, but says nothing. And he's had this adorable little blonde girl throughout the movie, but it doesn't.
That's true.
Other than there is one weird scene where he reads her a story, and she talks about, well, I guess sometimes it is right to steal. I forgot about that, because there is this sort of
moral compass of this movie.
I guess sometimes it is okay to steal if you're stealing from bad people. And he's like, yeah, that's what the movie's about.
It's still illegal, you know, like you could still get in trouble for that.
I mean, we've seen countless quote unquote good thieves in action movies, obviously.
Right.
But I've never seen it laid on this thick.
And also, like, is he trying to encourage his daughter to follow in his footsteps? That doesn't seem like it makes sense.
No, I don't think you should ever try to moralize in a movie like this. Just like
No.
let it go. We're in action movie territory. We should not be applying real morals to this.
Exactly.
Because it's completely
that was
insane.
weird. I totally forgot about
that.
And there's also the scene where Tom Jane is playing Call of Duty with
There's
the
the joke when he calls Tom Jane for help, and you hear him like, "We're under fire!" And he's like, "What's going on?" It's like, "Oh, nothing. Just playing video games with your daughter."
Real funny. You had me.
And I want to remind you once again, I am her godfather and your best friend. They were really worried we weren't going to get that he is very close with Tom Jane.
I almost missed it, John. I was just like, what? Why is Tom Jane here? What does he have to do with this man's daughter? I don't get the relationship. I
don't understand. Wasn't he a Punisher?
Yeah.
I got to give credit to how this get made. That once described him as a Punisher, and it made me laugh. He was a Punisher. He's one of four cinematic Punishers. I
guess there is four.
Yeah, because Dolph Lundgren played in the 80s. Then Tom Jane, Ray Stevenson does Punisher Warzone, and then finally the one I consider
Probably
the best,
one.
unquestionably, John Bernthal, who brought realism and emotions, and really played the PTSD afflicted anger of that character.
Yeah,
and Bernthal's a genius. I mean, that guy's a great actor.
Great actor.
So that's Money Plane. We're out on that.
Hey!
This movie just stops, man. Money Plane.
It just kind of stops.
Yeah,
which is the best thing about it.
Its short runtime is my biggest compliment towards the movie.
Yeah, it was at least entertaining in the way that it was funny. I was a little sad going from Wake of Death, which had legitimately good action sequences, to this.
You got to switch your mindset on this one for sure.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing, but yeah, at least it was short,
Yes, that's always the thing we can hope for at the very least. My God, please let these movies be short. Well, let's talk. I mean, we already talked about the best kill in the movie, no question, is Isabella killing that guy with the bottles.
I think so. Yeah,
because everyone, I mean, and a close runner-up is the ear rip.
The ear rip probably made me laugh harder.
Yeah. But the bottle scene is actually kind of a cool death.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say, should we decide on what the best one-liner is?
Yeah, and in fact, there's a few nominees we didn't get to, actually. So there's a couple here. So first we have creepy guy coming down into the lower part of the plane with Isabella, and her saying it's against the rules for them to do anything, and he says rules were meant to be fucked. That's nominee number one. Oh,
yeah.
the guy, before he fights the tech guy, when he discovers him plugging into the server, the villain says, "Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?"
That's right. I forgot about that. I think that's my favorite. He doesn't. Where did that come from? Why did he say that?
Even the tech guy goes, "What?"
What?
And then he follows it up by going, "You stole the cookie," and he's still like, "What? Cookie? I'm not following."
That's right. Okay,
yeah, that one comes out of nowhere.
Can't believe I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Tom Jane flying the drone in to save Andrew Lawrence, and he says, "Here comes Harry." Here's one we didn't talk about. It's we didn't talk about this whole scene where he starts fucking with Kelsey Grammer on Skype, and he's like, "I'm sorry,
right.
I got to put you on hold." And he does this whole thing about like, what if you didn't have me against the wall? And then here's the line: "What if you were actually a little bitch?"
A regular Poe Dameron, this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% thought about that opening scene from Last Jedi as being this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, who are you calling for? Please hold. And so when Kelsey Grammer realizes that he's been double-crossed by Jack and he's sending the guys to kill his family, he says, "Time to burn down the village."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Time to burn down the village. It would be more like that with Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
And then, of course, before he jumps out of the plane, he says to the Skype camera, to Kelsey Grammer, "Always have a plan B." Once again, plan B comes back around. And then, of course, finally we have him, Kelsey Grammer, grabbing the machine gun and saying, "Rumble time." Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm with you on who stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
That's the best line of the movie. I think it's Rumble Time might be a runner-up. But,
yeah. I mean, a lot of it's just because it's Kelsey Grammer saying, "It's Rumble time."
But I think who stole the cookie from the cookie jar is so nonsensical. It feels like a line that actor improvised, which is because who would write that down and think, got it? Yeah, I think it's got to go to that line.
Yeah, because it just comes out of nowhere and has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, I think that's definitely where we go. Well, Listman, as you know, whenever we watch these movies, I scour the IMDb user reviews section trying to find the weirdest possible reviews for this movie. And this week, there were two that I picked out. Normally, I just do one, but there were two. One is short, one's a little bit longer. So I will start with the short one, which is titled, "It Wasn't That Bad." This is by user Boston CT, and he says, "Okay, there was some overacting, some shallow scenes, a couple of dumbass characters, but the premise isn't too outrageous. Some interesting gambling scenes, more of them might have added to the film, a few goofy scenes, and Katrina's legs were positives."
Oh boy, Jesus.
Yeah, that's the whole review. Wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad.
I mean, the concept could be good.
Yeah.
He's right about that.
Yeah. And who could forget Katrina's legs?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like, you and I are watching movies for different reasons, pal.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the longer review. It titled brilliantly, "Views on Film Money Plane." This is from Burleson Jesse 5. "You owe a lot of money to some very bad people. Ouch, what a bummer. I owed it to myself to at least attend one viewing of Money Plane. Thankfully, it was a heck of a lot better than 1995's Money Train," a movie that has nothing to do with this movie, by the way. And actually is an infinitely better movie than this. It's a fairly forgettable, like, buddy cop movie with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes from the mid-90s, but it's entertaining and watchable and a real movie. Anyway, back to this guy.
It's certainly better than Moulin Rouge.
That guy just reviews every movie we talk about. And it's still better than Moulin Rouge. Okay, here he goes. Anyway, Money Plane as Splatterhouse tongue-in-cheek is my latest review. Modernized, post-apocalyptic, bestial, and fantasy-laden, Plane is violently glorified from 38,000 feet. Turbulence and cabin pressurization, I guess, are absent and just an afterthought. We agree with him there.
Yep.
Shot in Louisiana and distributed by Front Row Filmed Entertainment, Money Plane is, for all intents and purposes, a random Lawrence Brothers flick. I'm talking Andrew Lawrence directing and co-starring, and Matthew and Joey Lawrence contributing in supporting roles. You also have Kelsey Grammer hamming it up as the villain. I like when Kelsey does that. And actor Thomas Jane being, well, Thomas Jane. Andrew Lawrence is a first-time Helmer, fashions Plane as his dare to be the guy who lauds black humor. It's a rabid, screw-loose heist picture with various shifts in tone, barring a sadistic sense of giving it its grindhouse all. Money Plane is like Ocean's 11 meets The Italian Job meets Snowpiercer, with a little bit of 2004 Saw thrown in. Yeah, go fuck yourself with those comparisons, man.
Yeah.
I laughed, I almost hurled, and I found myself wondering why the Lawrence clan wanted to venture so far from their TV stint called Brotherly Love. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Bottom line, it may only run 82 minutes and it might be low budget, but Plane is like no other piece of bloody aircraft schlock you've ever seen. As a film about a crew who robs an airborne casino to pay off some debt, Money Plane trades criminal logic and decency for slaughter and predatory sport. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. 7 out of 10
Nailed
stars.
You know what's interesting, John, is that a lot of these reviews have points that we agree with and that we bring up in the podcast, but then they're still like, but it's still pretty good.
That's kind of what I love about them is they go like, yeah, it's pretty shitty, but whatever, I liked it. Like,
I mean, I guess that's kind of the premise of this podcast, right? Like,
sure.
Yeah.
We're a little less forgiving than these people writing these reviews often.
Yeah. We should get some of these people on, on the podcast.
Well, this guy the other guy could have been here to talk about Katrina's legs more. We didn't really talk
exactly
about
because we totally glossed over that.
Yeah.
How could we miss such an important aspect?
I
of
mean,
this film?
here's what I'll say: the woman has legs.
She does have them. Mm-hmm. She has legs.
He's not wrong about that part of it.
He's not wrong about that part.
So Money Plane, not the greatest movie in the world, but I will say entertaining if in a post-COVID world you want to get your friends together and riff on a movie. This is a pretty good one actually to do that with. It definitely is enjoyable in the MST3K kind of vein.
It is laugh out loud funny multiple times.
Yes.
Is what I will say.
Which is better than Hard Kill had nothing like that.
It's just nothing. It's just a nothing. That movie made me so angry. I'm still mad about it.
All right, well, let's try to come up with something better then with everybody's favorite segment, our random action movie generator, where we push a random generation on this and try to come up with the premise for the movie that the title we're given. Now, we will say the new thing we've added recently is we will be using the same star from this, who I think this time we should be using Mr. Kelsey Grammer.
I completely agree.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this week we're giving Kelsey Grammer in Extreme Retreat.
Okay. Extreme Retreat. So, Kelsey Grammer is a businessman. He works in an office. And he, as part of he's like the boss. And as part of like a team building exercise, they go on a work retreat. Mm-hmm. But what he doesn't realize is that the resort that he stays at is either being taken over by some sort of terrorist cell or is like a front for some sort of like drug smuggling operation.
I kind of like the Die Hard with Kelsey Grammer aspect of that, right? Where it's like,
right, that's exactly right. Yeah,
I'm the only man who can stop this.
And there is a sequence where he's skiing and shooting a gun at the same time. That's what I want.
And his whole thing is, I just came to relax. I didn't ask for this. Please let my employees go.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of snowboarding terrorists.
Yeah.
We'll say, or
oh no,
drug.
it's the Borders. That dangerous terrorist cell international criminal organization I read about.
I should have known. And let's just say the terrorist organization is run by the Lawrence brothers. Just
yeah,
to,
there you
like,
go.
make
All
it full.
three Lawrence brothers are in charge of it. Yeah, this is the next film directed by Andrew Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly. And strangely enough, they reprise their roles, or at least one of them has and Matthew has the mustache.
Yes, the
I
mustache
think
back.
that's
It's his signature. He doesn't act without it anymore after his work.
right. Exactly.
I need the mustache in
Exactly.
every movie.
It's all I got.
Why don't
it's
you
all
just
I got
grow a
left.
mustache? No, it's that mustache. I need that
It
specific
has to be-
fake mustache.
It's my good luck charm.
Yeah, that's
I
that's the only way I act anymore.
yeah, I would 100% see this movie.
So Kelsey Grammer in Extreme Retreat, it's coming to a red box near you.
Yeah.
All right, well, we talked about Money Plane this week. Listen, next week we're going back in time, back all the way to the Old West. Yeah, to a genre that I know is very near and dear to both of our hearts, the Western.
Yeah.
Finally doing a Western on the show here, and
Nice.
next week we'll be talking about 1997's The Shooter.
Wow, what a creative name.
The Shooter.
I assume this is a Leone pick.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
He was already dead in 97, but yes, of course. No,
Corpse
this
of
is
Sergio Leone
this
directed.
stars the absolutely you just can't top this cast of Michael Dudikoff and Randy Travis, country singer Randy Travis. This is our first Dudikoff, who is a big name, especially in the 80s and 90s, in the straight-to-video action game. This is the first time we'll be talking about Michael Dudikoff, but far, far from the last time, because I'm sure we'll get to his canon franchise, American Ninja, at some point.
Can't wait.
There are like four
Can't
of those
wait.
movies. So, but anyway, listen, would you like the tagline for The Shooter?
Yes, please.
No law, no order, no mercy.
It's pretty good.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll head back to the Old West there and do some gunslinging next week here on the Action Shelf. We'll hope for it can only be better than this.
Oh, please let it be semi-decent.
But that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Action Shelf. I'm John Campbell.
And I'm Michael Lissman.
Till next week, get yourself some action.
The Action Shelf.
The Action Shelf is part of the Panel Up Podcast Network. Remember to follow us on social media. We're at Action Shelf Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and you can email us at actionshelfpod@gmail.com. Of course, you can also support the entire network by heading over to patreon.com/panelup to get cool, exclusive bonus content.
The Action Shelf.